Hi, everybody. My name is Katelyn Wang, and today we're going to be talking about intra versus intermolecular forces. So I want you guys to think all the way back to high school when you guys learned about stems and prefixes and what they mean. So the first thing I want you to notice here is the difference between the two words. So for intramolecular forces, your prefix is obviously intra, and then for intermolecular forces, your prefix is inter. So if you think back to that high school class where you learned about prefixes, intra means within versus inter, which means between. So it makes sense that an intramolecular force is a force that holds elements together within a molecule. So we'll write that in here. All right, now, if that's the case, it also makes sense that intermolecular forces are forces that hold elements together between molecules. So we'll write that in here as well. Now, I want you to look at this diagram down here. And if you look at the NaCl molecule, this molecule, this bond right here, that I just put in a square, that's going to be an intramolecular force, right? Because it's within the molecule of NaCl. But this bond that's identified by this red dotted line here, that's going to be an intermolecular force because it's between two different NaCl molecules. All right, now let's think about this logically for a second. NaCl, in order to break the sodium chloride bond, that is that intramolecular force, it's a lot harder to break than an intermolecular force, which is the force between those two NaCl molecules. So as such, intramolecular bonds, I'll write this down at the bottom, intramolecular forces are stronger than intermolecular forces. That's a really important distinction to make because it may pop up on a quiz or a test. Now, just because intermolecular forces are technically weaker than intramolecular forces doesn't make them any less important. Intermolecular forces are actually what determine the melting, the boiling point, and other physical properties of solutions you might come across. But that is it for the differences between intra and intermolecular forces. In later videos, I'll talk about the different types of intramolecular forces and the different types of intermolecular forces, and you can look for those on our page. But thank you guys so much for listening, and good luck on your next test or quiz.